185 Miles South, a hardcore punk rock podcast.
All right. Yeah, this episode is recorded on April 18th, 2019. And I guess now's a good time to explain to the people who didn't already guess the name of the podcast. The name of the podcast is 185 Miles South, and it is inspired by a fanzine from the 80s from the Oxnard area that was called 60 Miles North, obviously referring to Oxnard being 60 miles north of LA. Well, I've been down here. I moved to San Diego, I think, 13 years ago. And so San Diego is 185 miles south of Oxnard, and so that's the name. And while I want to have most of the Nard dudes on here, I also want to interview people from San Diego that I respect and think are interesting. That's what this podcast is all about. So the first San Diego guy I'm having on is Anthony Guzman, actually from Chula Vista, just south of San Diego. And he played guitar in PC Deathsquad. He also played bass in Somali Pirates. He played bass or guitar in Let 'Em Run? He played bass, yeah?
Yeah.
So there you go. How did he start? What was the first band you did?
The first band was called X, Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. X.
I remember that. You guys played the Shay, yeah?
Yeah, we played for like a year or something. And it's not very good, you know?
How old were you then?
I think we started, I was like 18 or 17 or something.
And you're how old now?
Like late. Now I'm 34.
Yeah.
So I was like 2001 or something like that.
That's like kind of late to start a punk band, huh?
Yeah,
at 18?
Yeah, we were playing. I mean, my friend Eddie and I had like, I guess that wasn't the first band, but we would play, but we never played shows, you know?
Yeah.
And we didn't have a name, and we would just had weird songs and throughout high school, maybe like since 9th, 10th grade-ish.
Uh-huh.
But we never did anything, you know?
Yeah, had you've been going to shows for years by that point, though, yeah?
Yeah, I think we started in like 9th grade-ish, 10th grade-ish. But that's still a little late. Like, I didn't really know about punk until maybe 8th-ish or 9th grade.
How did you discover it?
Fuck. I think the first... Well, I can't really remember the first punk stuff I got into. Because I was just into rap. You know, just straight up hip-hop and rap growing up. So I remember Black Sabbath and all that was like the first shit that hit me. So that took me down like all the way to be a rock guy.
You're a rocker.
Yeah, like, you know, then I found Sepultura and then that started going to real metal and shit.
Yeah, you went you delved into like the more extreme music on the metal end, not on the punk end.
Yeah, like Korn and all that first.
Sure.
And we were like way into that, but my friend Eddie Hernandez, who I made friends with in like 9th grade, you know, we were all into that Soulfly, like that was all our shit. Went to see Deftones and all that, but at the same time, his older brother was in Amenity, old Chula Vista band. I mean, you know, from back in the day, in the 80s. So
Amenity started in 87.
Yeah.
Or the first record's 87.
Yeah, so that's his older brother. We didn't live with him or anything, but he had a bunch of his records. So, like, we're listening to that, and then he's showing me, you know, Bad Brains, fucking whatever. So it was all, like, at once, kind of.
Yeah.
And so then we'd go to his house, Sergio, and he'd make us... Basically, we'd take tapes, and then he has a big-ass record collection, and he would say, put this on it, put this on it. So we got, like, hooked up immediately.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, like, because to me... Like Chain of Strength and Rudimentary Peni, they were like all the same. Like it was all just some fucking sick, crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just out of this world music that like, how the fuck do you come up with this?
Yeah, and that was at that time obviously like at my parents' I'm at church all fucking week, so this was just like whoa, this is fucking sick. Like people do whatever, you know. Like I thought it was just like, well, these kids do whatever they want. Yeah,
San Diego's kind of been like that always, right? Like, I don't know. It's not like people have telephone. People have a big palette You know, they're not like, it's not just like a certain type of scene.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what's cool. I got brainwashed into something cool, you know, because those guys, like Sergio, the amenity guys, were like into real spiritual shit, or just straight up misfits or whatever. So that really hit. I could just say straight up that his older brother just showed me every fucking thing I like from reggae. Like he showed me early roots stuff, all that. Pretty much everything I like is because of that dude. It's fucking weird.
And he had good taste, right?
Yeah. So
that's wild. So PC Deathsquad is a really interesting band, and here's the reason why I think it. I've been coming to shows in San Diego since like, I think the first time I came down was in '97 with my band Voice of Defiance. We played Soma side stage back at the old location. And then we also came down and we played a show in Coronado with the Setup, and I can't remember who else. But I don't know, it's always seemed like, and then after that we came down all the time. But it's always seemed like there's been a bigger band. And like when I started coming down, Built to Last was like the shit. We loved that band because there weren't that many bands in California in like 1998 that weren't playing like metal music. It was like Built to Last was like straightforward hardcore. We loved them. Yeah. We loved like Powerhouse. We loved the Hoods, you know, and all that shit, and Ignite, and like all these bands that were playing like kind of hardcore, because there was a whole resurgence of like the older sound, but it was all on the East Coast, and like those bands didn't really come out here, so we were like grabbing at whatever we can. Anyway, my long point is Built to Last was like a bigger band, and then they broke up, and Overminded Body was like kind of right behind them. So it's like the scene like carried on to like the next band that could like headline, you know, 100 kid shows or be like main support when like big bands come through. And then when Overrated Body broke up, there was no like next obvious band to like take it over. And then like PC Deathsquad like rises up from the abyss, and it's like, who is this fucking freak show drawing like 150 kids and like just being like you guys, like you ran with the word ignorant, right? Yeah,
it was like the whole point was like, well, you know, John Hardy has his own history, whatever. But I think it got even more. It was supposed to be even more silly, you know. Less like it still has a bunch of mean shit in it, I guess.
Yeah, to explain, the singer is John Lockjaw that played in One Life Crew.
So it was supposed to be less of that, I guess. And it's really like, to give complete credit, it's, you know, it's John's thing, like creation. But I think when I joined, because they already did a EP or whatever, like a CD before me, when they lived on the East Coast, and then they came out and they wanted to do it again, so they wanted a guitar player. And Nevada moved to drums instead of guitar. So I think when I joined, it gave it like a more youthful thing. I don't know. They're not that much older than me, but they're like 10 years older than me, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then all my friends are all, you know, are like punk kids and stuff in Chula Vista, where we kind of came from that more punk, you know, I don't know, a bunch of fucking, all my friends are from South Bay, Mexican kids and shit. So it gave it that kind of edge, I guess, where it was like not just metal, you know, like it wasn't just going to be like a funny metal band.
Yeah, and also it wasn't just a bunch of old dudes.
Yeah, to where like maybe
not that he would have even been old, right? He was probably 30.
Yeah, because I was like 19 or something,
right,
or whatever. So they're probably like 25 and shit.
Right.
But to me, they were old as fuck. But I don't know where was I going with this.
Well, you joined.
Oh yeah, so they just asked if I was down, and it's funny because I remember years before John being around, and I was just like, oh, that dude's a dick, you know, like I thought he was just some asshole, you know, his rep or whatever.
Yeah.
And I met him and whatever. I mean,
well, he toured in that. Was he in that Christian band? Was that before PC?
Yeah, he was in Point of Recognition for a second, which I don't think he was like. I think he just was filling in or something.
They came through Ventura, and I couldn't figure out if that was like a joke or not.
No, yeah, it was like I remember I seen him with Hoods, and that's what I remember. But whatever, like when I met him, you know, I was like, you know, everyone's like, oh, that's some racist fucking dude or something, and he wasn't. I mean, his wife's Mexican or whatever. Who knows? I'm not here to.
Although that's like every fence walker story, right? Exactly. I'm not racist. My wife is half Mexican.
Yeah, No, but I'm not his lawyer, but yeah, I'm sure there's like 3 hours of talking about John and how I could, like, I don't even talk to him anymore, but I could vouch for him not being a piece of shit, you know?
No, he's a cool guy.
He's a crazy person, for real.
Yeah. So the first record you did with them was Too Fat for Love.
Yeah.
And how did that come about? Where do you record at?
I think that one recorded with Vic DeCara at his studio.
The whole band is like, this is so funny, right?
Yeah.
Because you have like one of the most controversial dudes that comes into like a scene that's always been like super conscious, you know, like Sandy,
the Che Cafe.
Yeah, so you got that Che Cafe, you got like this real like artist type community, you know, like of like the DIY of putting together like the 7 inches, like the, you know, like, I don't know, it's just a real DIY culture. Then you have a psycho come in, and then you go record with like the boring guy from the New York hardcore documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, that's the thing. Like, I'm into all that fucking swing kids, all that shit. Like, I'm from that too still, you know?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a weird fucking mix of all that shit. But Vic I don't know how that happened. He was just cool. He's like, yeah, he was recording a lot of bands then.
Yeah, he was very active then.
And then, and I even had, because I'm always worrying about, like, I'm always paranoid, like, oh man, people are going to think this and that. But I thought he would be kind of weird about what the shit we do and say. And he was just like laughing his ass off. Like, yeah, someone you think maybe would just be uptight was just like, this shit's fucking funny. Like, he wanted to do a side band with us.
Yeah.
Like, all this shit.
Well, there's a little something to being old school, right?
Yeah, like, he was fucking a regular dude. I was like sick. Well, I drank too much and I was sick on his floor. And then he was just telling me, oh, you need to choose one drink. Like, he was cool, but like, these kids are in the house and I'm hungover on the ground.
And you're getting drinking advice from the guy from 108.
Yeah, and he was like, just pick one drink and then if you mix, I was like 20. Like, I didn't even buy my own liquor at that point.
Sure. And you did 2 CDs that year, actually.
What's the
other one was Downsized?
Oh, Downsized, yeah. I think, wait a minute. Am I dumb and that's the same record?
Maybe. Discog's a little weird, and also, like, you guys didn't do records. You just did, like, CDs.
Wait, I'm fucking tripping, dude. I don't know if that's the same, because maybe I'm crazy. Is that 2 different CDs?
It's 2 different CDs.
Yeah, or different songs on them?
Yeah.
Okay, I
believe so.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Too Fat for Love is just with me, and then the other one's with Jesse.
Okay.
When it got, like, metal.
Yeah, you got a long hair.
Is that the one, like, like Rageonomics and all that? And he was that actual guitar player,
Yeah.
So that's like most of the craziness came.
And then you did the Take Offense split in 2006, and that's got like some of your hits on it. It's got like Hella Sick and shit, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's around, that's with Jesse too.
And were you already friends with all those guys? How did PC become friends with the Take Offense kids? And how old were they at the time?
They're young. They're probably like 6 years younger than me or something, which is pretty big. Well, we just met through me, Like, there's a lot of, like, Chula Vista stuff in PC Deathsquad. And I think John just liked it, that we all, like, were about it. Kind of like the Oxnard thing or something. Like, we were just pushing it. And he just, like, dove into that. Like, he loved that, so.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I think it's cool when hardcore is, like, regional.
Yeah.
And, like, I just remember when I was young thinking it was so dumb to claim something like Southern California hardcore.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, are you claiming Blythe? Like, no disrespect to Blythe. If I was from Blythe, I'd be claiming Blythe hardcore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Point. Yeah.
But it's like Southern California, like, whoa, are you claiming like Ventura County line to Indio?
Yeah.
To exactly. Where?
Which area code?
So, yeah, it's cool, like, to claim Chula Vista, especially because, I mean, it's San Diego, right?
Yeah,
people think San Diego butts up right to the border of Mexico.
Yeah, we're under and above. Like, San Diego's under us, too.
Right.
The city wraps around us.
Yeah.
But I think it's just when I was, like, a teenager or whatever, it was just, like, a way to be, like, proud of something, that people make fun of, It's like, oh, it's Chulawana, and there's, like,
Chula Vista.
It's like, oh, it's so dangerous, like horny people, which is fine. I want people to continue thinking that. But, yeah, it was just like, well, I take pride in this weird little town that people think is a piece of shit, you know?
Right.
So it's just like, fuck you. It's almost like a class thing, too, in hardcore, because it's like, we're not from a big town, or, you know, you think of like, you know, a big city is cool, like,
Yeah.
and us, we're just some little goofy kids, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, even San Diego is a second or third tier city. You know, like,
Yeah,
if a band
major
comes
city.
through, we're not getting them on a Friday or a Saturday night.
Yeah, at
We
one
get
point
them
it
on a
was,
Tuesday.
like, I don't know, I feel like when I was younger, it was like that town, you know, like Friday night would be like whatever, American Nightmare or something, and now that's been dead for a long time. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe
Monday
back then
night.
they would do like San Diego and LA, but now it's like
No,
you're gonna do the
yeah.
LA on one and the Bay on one.
Yeah, or like they'll do LA and TJ on a weekend before LA and San Diego, which I don't know what to blame for that. I don't really, whatever. It's life.
So how many kids, like, did PC get popular right away?
Kind of, and I think it's just because, not trying to take all the credit, but just because our friends already, you know, all the Chula Vista kids, which is like, take offense in them when they're first starting, you know? So like, whatever, just as friends, whatever someone else did, we'll go to their show, you know?
Right.
So like, if Rick had a band or whoever, like in our little group, everyone will go, you know? So I think as soon as I was in that band, everyone was just like, oh, sick, like there's a show to go to, you know? So it was already strong. Like Chula Vista already had a bunch of kids going, they'll go to whatever, you know?
Yeah, like they were already of age and going to the Che and shit?
Yeah, like Age and them played with, well, I was in another band called All the Waste I See, which...
All the what?
All the Waste I See.
Okay.
There's a demo tape, and it has good riffs and really bad lyrics, so I hope no one ever hears it. But I do like the riffs. But, like, Take Offense played with them.
Okay.
And basically I'm friends with Rick, who's the older brother of Ruben and Take Offense.
Okay.
So that's how it kind of all linked up. Like, oh, it's like the little brothers.
And Rick did a band.
Yeah, Rick was in Down Again.
That's right.
A few other bands, but so it's kind of like the little brothers of everybody made a way sicker band than anyone else did. You know?
Eventually, you guys win on that split 7-inch. I'm on the I'm on the PC Deathsquad side.
Well, yeah, whatever, but they got crazy, you know, like, and they knew how to play. And
yeah, they came out of nowhere. I mean, like, if that record is 2006. And by 2008, like, they were already writing songs that they'd like be playing until now. Like the Walks of Life is on the 2008.
Yeah, like that. So. Yeah, I think Peace and Death is at first the major 7-inch where it was like, whoa, this fucking.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, holy shit. And they were, I don't know, they're like, that's the word, like, they were smarter at it too, you know? They like. The lyrics are cool and the riffs were sick. Like, it wasn't just fucking around.
Right. They had a good approach for being younger. Plus, that was like a very underrated golden age, I think, of San Diego in that there was like a lot of places to play like across the spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were doing shows at like that youth center in Chula Vista.
Oh, yeah.
And then you also have like, that was when the Lemon Grove spot was popping.
Oh, yeah. Kings and Lemon Grove.
Yeah, Kings. And then you had like, of course, the mainstay of the Che.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. So,
even like in San Diego, there'll be house shows or just everywhere.
Yeah, you guys played like really interesting spots. Like, you did the one video and it was down like right here.
Oh, in Logan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
what
house
was that?
Fucking sick. I don't know, just like a punk house. And
it was just in a garage?
Yeah, it was some dude's garage, and those shows are fucking crazy.
Those are the best.
It's funny because then I worked at NASCO then, and I could see it, like where we were playing, I could see the cranes, and it was kind of depressing. But that fucking, you know, it's like a neighborhood where people don't call the cops.
Right.
So they would have crazy shows, like Municipal Waste played in there, like just bigger bands, you know, and it'd be fucking wild. Just crazy, and people drinking, and
yeah.
So it was a crazy time. Like, it is kind of underrated.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys were doing like 150 kids, which is a lot.
Yeah, which is weird also for the Che. Like,
that's true.
Like for a band we did get banned though. You know, like we were talking about.
Yeah, how like
eventually.
But you guys lasted for a while because what was a birthday show like where someone brought a cake?
Yeah, I
Whose
forget.
birthday was that?
I don't remember.
But anyway, tell the story. Someone brought a fucking cake.
Is that why we got banned for the?
No,
cake?
I don't think you got banned for a cake. But my point is, like, you guys were getting booked to do like fun shows. Like,
Yeah.
it's Jennifer's birthday party. Let's
Yeah,
book
yeah.
PC Deathsquad.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were cool. Like,
yeah, it wasn't like a.
Spencer was in one of your videos.
Yeah, Spence is in the video at the chair.
Yeah.
So like, it's not. It wasn't. We weren't just some weird, sketchy fucking crew or something, you know.
Right. So why did you get banned?
I think eventually someone just read the lyrics to spend that at their meetings, you know.
Yeah.
And they read some lyric, and of course it doesn't pass their guidelines. So I always thought it was funny we could play there, so I wasn't mad. I didn't care.
Right.
I thought like that makes sense. We shouldn't be playing there, you know.
But I don't know. What was offensive? What's the offensive PC Deathsquad line?
Oh, fucking all kinds. Like
There is stuff buried.
Yeah, like one sign says like, "We're headed down to Chula Vista. We'll bang that bitch because we know it's your sister." Like that's just a comedy thing.
That counts as offensive though.
Yeah, like bitch, and stuff like that. So
I guess. Yeah.
like now I wouldn't, you know.
You're right.
I mean,
that is
you can't
offensive.
Say that.
You
You
bang
can.
that bitch.
Yeah, you can't just say that. But like, I'm older. Then I just thought it was funny, you know.
Well, and like a lot of it is delivery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
he's
exactly.
he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's like his stand-up.
Like he is a comedian now.
Yeah, that's what he does. So like that was part of it.
Right.
And
But he didn't have like his reputation was not the best
yeah,
in that stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
all it took is one little thing.
of course, yeah. Like if it was someone else, it might not have been that big of a thing.
Right. It could have been like, oh, that really was a
Like,
joke.
oh, this guy's got a fucking record,
Oh yeah.
a track record.
Yeah. So that was it, huh? Just someone read
Yeah.
it? Did no one explained it to you?
No, Spence hit me up actually, and then he was like, "Hey, this is what happened, this and that," and like just to be up front. And he's the one that would book us, so it's like whatever, it's all good. I don't even know I think maybe John was a little mad. I don't know, but I don't think anyone in the band was just like in shock or anything. It was just like, well, fuck, that was cool. It lasted because I don't know, and I don't know if that coincided with. It was like some weird thing at the chair with a fight or something that I was supposedly involved in, which I was not. I don't know if that had to do with it. If that was the same time, Like,
yeah. Yeah, like you got 2 strikes in a month.
Yeah, or something. And, like there was a meeting where there was actually a cheesy meeting where friends of mine that were in the meeting told us where like they were trying to ban all Chula Vista bands.
Ban all of Chula.
Yeah. For the
Was that after
that was after.
Take offense, was there a chanting USA at some band?
It was ceremony, and someone, I don't remember who from what band, they were just being stupid, USA or something.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a big old thing. I was outside because I don't know, I don't think ceremony's good, so I didn't watch them. So I come in, there's like going to be a fight or something. And of course, I'm singled out because everyone's so open-minded, they just find the big fat beaner, and he's the guy causing trouble, right? Because
Sure.
some girl actually told me, look, I swear to God, it's a quote, and there was other people around to see it. Daniel Sam was there. He was kind of like stopping everything.
Sure.
And, and he was very fair. He's like, hey, man, like, yeah, he knows me, It's just because I came in and all this shit's going down, so I'm like, hey, chill the fuck out. And some guys getting too close, so I tell them back the fuck up. Kind of a weird thing.
Yeah.
And then some girl tells me, stop, stop. She's yelling in my face. I'm not even pushing somebody or anything.
Right.
And props to the ceremony guys. They were like, hey, what's up? Like, they weren't getting, like, they were getting fucked with. And so after the set, they came up and were like, what's up? Like, you got something to say? Like, they were mad.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were being whiny or something.
No.
But everyone else in there is like, ceremonies are gone.
Sure.
So she goes, look at you. You don't even belong. She literally said, look at you. You don't even belong here.
What?
Yeah. Like, kind of maybe the way I was dressed. I would have, like, a plaid shirt, a fucking bald Mexican kid. So I just laughed. I was like, yeah, you're fucking right. I don't. Like,
what
fuck
the
you,
fuck?
But
was she a volunteer or just some chick?
just some girl at the show.
Yeah.
But, like, after that, it was like, people were like, I'm scared to have those people at our shows and all this bullshit. And they basically were saying I was the leader of some whatever crew or some bullshit. It was like a big joke. And luckily Spence was in there and someone.
And he knows better.
Fernie. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say all this shit, whatever. But they're like, shut up. You know? Like they shut it down.
Right.
I think that was around the same time. So maybe it was just like, okay, well, we're not going to ban all these bands, but look at how can you keep this band?
Yeah.
And they're right. I mean, I can't argue with that.
No, and I don't
Take
know.
Offense didn't do anything wrong. All the other bands didn't do anything wrong.
No, and Ceremony didn't do anything wrong. Those guys are legit.
Though they're just defending. And then there was a guy, me and one of the guys have a thing from back in the day.
Okay.
Which is no big deal. It's never like a beef. We just heckle each other or whatever.
Okay.
So I think everyone else turned it into something.
Yeah, well,
Not
San Diego used to be like the heckle capital too, and that's one of the things I loved. Like you used to have like thick skin.
Yeah.
You know, because you're gonna get heckled. It was out of love, but like people are gonna talk shit, so you better be confident.
Yeah, and that dude who I don't even think he's in Ceremony anymore. He was the bass player. He got me good. Like he was fucking pretty funny, but everyone else I think turned it into like.
They're being mean.
Yeah, like if I don't know. Anyways, that went on a fucking tangent. Now I'm all angry.
I know, but that's where we got to take it, dude.
Yeah. But I think it was the same time to where it was like I was a little scapegoat, and then PC Deathsquad was in the wrong. Like I said, we should have been in the crosshairs for that anyway. Like we should have. Che has their standards,
right?
I get it, you know.
Right, and as much as I've been frustrated with them for things in the past, you have to like take your hat off for, you know, an institution that's been around so long and has like survived it all, you know. And like I do agree with like kind of the sentiment of like if you don't like how something is, then go do your own fucking thing.
Exactly.
You know,
and I respect that. Like
right. Yeah, if they want to choose to ban something, and it's like kind of democratic them banning, right? Like one person can't just like ban someone. Like they got to vote on it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like people defended the other bands, like yo, you can't just ban a town or something. Like
ban a fucking town, especially when like for the next 5 years, like they'd be like the lifeblood of the scene.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
That's pretty cheesy, but yeah, that's like still in my opinion the best venue.
Yeah, the Che.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the fucking chain mic stand is out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah.
Were you there when for the ORAM body like the fight story thing?
The Nazi one?
Yeah.
No, it was like that was like when I first started going to shows, but I wasn't there for that. And I remember all of the whole story immediately.
Yeah.
And that Don slammed some dude through a table and all. Or no, the guy was so big because to me back then Don, our friend Don.
Yeah.
Was like a big motherfucker.
Well, Don was buff back then.
Yeah, he was pretty scary looking.
Yeah, like he's slimmed down now, and he did like personal training for a while, I think.
Yeah.
But dude, I remember Don being like kind of a ripped dude too. And there was also like it was like the guitarist of Built to Last. He was kind of like like a
dude.
Like a Guido looking dude, and like he was pretty gnarly, and then like
Aaron, right?
Yeah, well, no, the other guitarist too. But yeah, Aaron's a beast, of course.
Yeah.
Aaron used to be huge.
Both of them were big.
Yeah. And then, of course, Dave, Yeah. Dave Kennedy. I mean,
tall ass.
He literally socked that last Nazi, like, from one side of the stage to the other. Like, he has, like, an Inspector Gadget, like, size arm, you know?
Oh, you were there, huh?
Yeah, like, he's like, and one for the road. And, like, fucking, it came up, like, all the way across the stage.
Good. But... yeah, so I remember hearing that Don got thrown through the table. So to me, it was like, that white power dude was a monster.
Yeah, there was like one normal dude and then like one fucking caveman.
Yeah, white. I think they said he had white warrior on his chest. So
probably makes sense.
There's gonna be a fight.
So who's the best band from San Diego ever? Or San Diego surrounding areas?
Amenity.
Yeah,
that's in my.
And what era do you like the most?
I like the later shit. I mean, I liked it all, but I do like the Mike Down, like the last record, honestly.
Yeah, the
Chula Vista record.
The chill one.
Yeah, the one with the Impel and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like that was like, oh damn, like that's the first shit I heard from the CD.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the 7 inches. Like Tim actually hook this up, because it seemed like some long lost band at that point.
Right.
And then I like it all, but yeah, I still think that's like when they got perfect. Because like, I don't know, Tim's leads are all fucking crazy.
He's a psycho. His Adult Crash may be the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
They're fucking. Every time I see them, I'm like, I'm actually like blown away. Like it feels like I'm excited, instead of like bored or something.
Yeah.
But
do you remember the first time you saw Battalion of Saints?
Saw them?
Yeah.
I only seen them once that time in Oxnard.
Oh, we played with them?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. So,
like
to give a little story of it, me and Guzman, we played in a band called Somali Pirates for a few years. And, who was that show? It was at Ventura Theater, and it was Battalion of Saints and...
That band from up there, from Ventura...
Can't remember.
Damn it.
Anyway,
yeah.
So that was the first time you ever seen him, right?
Yeah. It was just kind of sad to me. It was like his nephews or something, so it was like some... I don't know, you see old band, you want to see old dudes. And
true, but the drummer
like
was
20s.
Kind of a rager.
No, they were sick. I feel like they were like these metal dudes or something. And they played good, but it didn't sound... I never seen them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I'm usually pretty sad with old bands.
Yeah.
I get, like, depressed. Even, like, bands that are, like, still play good or whatever. Something about it makes me sad.
Well,
I feel like, I didn't see it then, so...
No, I know.
Shit,
It's hard to, like, stay good, right?
Yeah.
And Nard, we're so spoiled because, like, Ill Repute still plays, and they're still so fucking good.
Yeah.
And, like, they're not embarrassing at all.
That's the thing. Or, like, I saw X,
and
they were perfect. And I don't know if it's a style of band or something. It was fucking sick. I was like, whoa, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And I saw, you could see every band plays again.
No, I know.
It's all depressing.
It is all depressing.
And sad as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, Amenities #1 is probably biased because it's like, they recorded this, 2 blocks from here or whatever, that type of shit.
Yeah, it's hometown.
But I don't know if they're my favorite. And then after that is Run for Your Fucking Life.
Oh shit!
It was also, I think, 3/4 Chula Vista, right? But I didn't know that when I would see them either because they were older than me. They were just these psycho punk band,
Yeah, they were awesome.
That LP is fucking crazy. Like, they should be way more well known,
Yeah.
It's fucking the nastiest shit. It's ugly as fuck.
What band was that? That was right around 2000, right?
Yeah, I don't know when. I think the LP came out 2000-ish.
Yeah, LP came out in 2000.
And there's a 7-inch before that, which is sick.
The 7-inch is 4 years before that, 96.
Yeah, I didn't even know that,
I didn't know they had a 7-inch.
But that thing's sick too. It's ugly shit, dude. I think there's like the guys from TJ and Chula Vista in it.
You can buy the CD for $3 on Discogs right now, dude.
You should.
Sealed.
You should, because it's underappreciated. And their shows are sick because it would literally be like them and Over My Dead Body, So it'd be like that crowd, like all Mohawks and that shit, and then Over My Dead Body and everyone's cool.
Yeah, I mean that was a real mixed bill time, right? Like Over My Dead Body, they did a split with Swindle. That was like Daniel's best friend. They were like, I don't really remember what they sound like, to be honest with you.
It's like snotty.
It was like snotty punk.
They cover like Screeching Weasel and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and maybe like that's why you were saying how San Diego's pretty wide. Like, really, I think most people got along. Still do.
Agreed.
Across like, I don't know. There's not a lot of drama.
No, there's not a lot of drama. Should there be more?
No, I think there was enough when I was like at a certain age, like 2004 or something. Like when I was kind of a fucking moron, and I think there was enough problems. Just like people, like in Chula Vista or something,
Right.
Like there was all kinds of weird shit, which is dumb,
There wasn't a lot of fights at shows though in those Chula shows, no?
Not really. Every now and then something.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember a single one from like the from that youth center.
Yeah, there was one. There was one there, and there's a big conspiracy about it and all this shit.
I don't know. We'll say the story, dude.
That the guy basically it was like 2 shows at the Mac. It was like when there was Brace War or something like that.
Okay.
So this is like 2008 or something, I think.
Yeah.
And then another one was Trapped Under Ice.
Okay.
And there would be dudes there, the pit's going, whatever. And dudes would just like, people would circle pitting,
Mm-hmm.
and someone would just, punching people like, it wasn't like they're dancing or whatever, they'll just kicking kids, walk up and punch, like literally a group of people starting fights. And so all these brawls would break out. And one guy, they thought they were like these tough, it was kind of like a metalcore dudes, plugs and all that.
Where are they from?
And they're from San Diego. A lot of them. But it was kind of that whole, they're all probably power lifter now and have a beard, like that scene.
Yeah.
That's what all those metalcore guys become.
Sure.
Or they're all fucking whatever. So, but they would start fights, and then there was this brawls, So we're like, okay, well, we got to fight. And then it was funny because one dude was just swinging on kids the whole night or whatever, and then Vince got him outside and chases him up the street, and he called the cops. Like, it's like, oh, I thought you were a gangster. And he's calling the cops, Like, he ran from Vince, like, all the way up the street, like, scared.
Yeah.
And whatever. But, sorry, the whole point is, supposedly, and I'll put this out there because fuck someone. Supposedly, the conspiracy is that, this is so long ago, too, the Soma guy was paying people to start fights at all ages shows. Because the Mac was drawing a lot of people. Like, there was big shows there.
Yeah, there were shows, over 200 kids.
Yeah, and it's like blocks from my mom's house. It was sick. So, supposedly that was it. Like, any other all ages shows. And we've heard shit like that. Like,
that's been the rumor for like over 20 years.
For that guy, right?
Yeah, is that he used to always, like, he called like the fire marshal on other shows.
Yeah, and, from this guy and that guy, I heard that. So.
But that would be wild.
Yeah. But that was the only time it was like a bunch of fights. Or whatever, like, where it was like, oh, wait, I remember them. And then, and then everyone's like, we look like dumb, idiot brutes. But someone has to fight them.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I was younger then, so I didn't care either. I was, let's do this.
It's your scene, dude.
But that's the thing. Like, I remember getting yelled at that too. I think it's because I'm big and you can see me. I'm like a heavy set.
Yeah.
So you can see me,
Dude,
so
my whole life.
You're a target, yeah.
Yeah, like people always think I'm a problem. It's like, dude, I'm 99% of the time I'm a peacemaker because I probably know the people.
Yeah, exactly.
And people always look at me and think that I'm ignorant. It's like, it's not my fault that fucking I went bald at an early age. I knew to fucking... you lost a battle. Don't lose the war.
Yeah, like
I don't shave your head.
I don't look good in chants and
yeah.
beanie. I'm a big fat guy.
I'm not trying to
look as soft as you need me to.
That's right. So I know I feel that you get singled out which is so funny because like if people think you look like a little tough or whatever, you get totally singled out, and it's always by like the fucking woke people.
Oh, for sure. That's what it was like. Right, like I was saying at the Che when that girl was like, "You don't even belong here." It's like, whoa, you're really open minded. Like,
yeah,
this is fucking whatever. But that was the only time I think there was like a lot of violence or because San Diego was fucking pretty fun show wise.
Yeah,
because I've gone to a show in LA or whatever. There's like 50 fights at a punk show, and it's all crazy and shit. So. I don't know.
Well, San Diego's always been like, it's weird. It was always a very fashionable scene. Mm-hmm. Like people like were well groomed, I felt. And so like you kind of think it would be like judgy people, but I always felt San Diego was like the most welcoming and like just really welcoming for like younger kids. Like I said, I started coming down here when I was like 17 and I never stopped, like, because I played in bands the whole time. And then like I said, we came down for Built to Last shows, just like to see Built to Last, like,
just to come,
which was terrible. I mean, I remember one time we drove like, I think they were playing with like Good Clean Fun or something. And it was like a Tuesday night at the Shea or some shit. And we just like drove down, watched over my body, and like left. And it was like, that's like, there's a Retaliate lyric too. Like, it's like, drove 6 hours just to see one band. And like, that's what it's from. It's from like going to see Built to Last and like leaving. Like, dude, we got to work tomorrow. Like, I don't want to see Good Clean Fun. You know, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I saw Built to Last. That's it.
Then you got to drive 3 hours home.
Yeah, you got to drive 3 hours home. But it was worth it. Like, I loved that band.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everyone, like, kids in my school are like already, like, Chula Vista actually has a really strong background, and, you know, because of Amenity and Unbroken.
Right.
So there was already like kids older than me, like Matt Mitchell, Sean, these dudes that, you know, they were like 2 years older than me. So there was like, I'd see all the shirts and all that shit, like, or even kids in my grade, you know, we're into, you'll see like a Carry On shirt or something, which is like pretty crazy looking back. But some of those kids, not Sean and them, but kids my age were kind of shitty to us. Like, you know, the snotty high school thing.
Yeah, it's like that's a high school thing, though, right?
Yeah. So, but when we go into shows, everyone that was older was cool as fuck. Like I said, Don and all, like, you know, like the Automated Body guys, all those people, they were fucking like, immediately, like, we were just some weird kids, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Don used to meet up with us, and we'd go to Pokies, we'd go to PB and go to like Record Trader.
Yeah.
And like, it was so rad just to like come down and have someone to hang out with.
Yeah, they were cool with us. Like, we were just some dork kids who they didn't know, you know? And they were way older. And Don, like, we used to call Don the Posse Enforcer. Because, like, if there was something, like, whatever, people picking on people, like Donald choke them.
Would he?
Yeah, I remember he headbutted. It was like a throwdown show, and some yahoos were just beating everybody up.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember Don, like, I didn't even know him then, like, getting a guy and fucking headbutting him, you know? Like, and he was just like, because they're picking on little kids and stuff.
Right.
Well, to us, you know, we're like 16 or whatever, and they're bashing everybody. So when I saw those, I was like, oh, that's. But I also thought, I probably was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
But whatever. But they were cool to us, you know?
Yeah.
They knew we were just like some nerds and stuff.
I can't even imagine Don wilding out on someone like that.
I know. I think it'd take a lot. Like, they were assholes, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like for nothing.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to dip into?
No, I mean,
you feel like you've been well represented?
I didn't mention Clocked In, which is a sick band I was in with Caesar and all them.
Oh yeah, that was a good band.
Yeah. And we never put anything out. We were supposed to do a 7-inch, and that's like, I don't know, not to toot our own horn, but that was a sick band.
Did you record it?
Oh, we have like a demo CD or something, but I don't know. I didn't want to not let that get mentioned.
Yeah, that's a weird, kind of a weird era, huh? Of like the demo CD. Yeah, like all that shit's just fucking gone. About that. No, it was like garbage.
Tapes, which is like you still keep.
Yeah, and you know, I know like when it was, because I never tried to like do a format to like be cool. Mm-hmm. And so I know what was easier, because in 99 A Control did our demo, and that was on tape. Mm-hmm. And then in 02 Retaliate did our demo, and that was on CD. Yeah. So somewhere in those 3 years, like the CD reproduction like ended up being cheap and easy.
Yeah, that's like when I got into hardcore.
Yeah.
I remember that green Retaliate demo.
Yeah.
Wasn't it green paper?
It was some green and some red.
Yeah. And then, there was a few demo tapes, but that was it, because it's fucking easy.
Yeah, the tape player was just going away. Yeah. But I also remember being so bummed on tour, because, like, you play with all these shitty bands across the country, and then, like, they come up to you like, hey, let's trade CDs. It's like, dude, these are, like, one is not equal to the other, you know?
Yeah, like, I don't want that one.
No, like, I don't want your CD, dude, but we signed a lot of bands to Roadside Records.
Yeah.
You know, and the semi-environmentalist of me now, like, feels a little bad about all the plastic that's out all across the country of shitty hardcore bands.
But then there's the theory that if you were to litter more, it's more in people's face, and then they'll want to change it.
That's true.
Because you didn't manufacture the CD.
How about that?
I actually got that from Colin Tapp on one of his old bands. And I was like, no, I should litter. The song's called Litter More now. But I was like, that's kind of interesting. Because if you do it, it's in their face, you know? I just throw your.
And then someone will just come pick it all up.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's wrap this boy up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Goose.
All right, bro.